You alright guys? How's it going? Right, as you've probably noticed, I'm stuck behind a desk, which is fun. Now, every so often I'll get back here and clean the hell out of the back of the setup, mainly because I've got stuff like this, wires and whatever else, dust and all that kind of stuff. But what I've decided to do this time is basically kind of rewire a few pieces so that it's all mainstream, kind of going along the back of the desk. Now, that's easier said than done, because I've got that much crap. The things like this, which is, I believe, my Xbox wire. Actually, it's my HD wire going to my Xbox to the HD splitter down there, because it's previously I just kind of bodged it up and just put it behind the desk, behind this bit, because it's got a cover on the back of it. But that's not happened this time, because I've had to hammer this back in because it came off a little bit. Now, this video is basically just showing you that I've not been doing fuck all for this channel. Just so you know, I'm not sat in my chair doing nothing. It takes me a while to kind of think about what I'm going to do with something, because otherwise I'll start it and I'll sit there and go, what the fuck do I do now? But, that being said, all this at the moment is, well, I'd say streamlined as such. Things like small wires coming from my speaker and my chargers, like docks, things like that, all going to the plugs are turning out to be harder than it's really meant to be honest, but the fact of the matter is it's got to be done. Now, a lot of the issues I'm having are to do with these things down here, which obviously are power extensions, which I've had to hook up a few blocks on, just due to the fact that, again, I've got that much stuff. But that being said, all these down here are actually fused, which I swear by anything, always get fused. Do not buy anything that is not fused, because basically as soon as that fuse blows, there's always a chance that if it's not surge protected with a fuse, it can possibly pop and set alight, basically, and that's why I don't like things that aren't fused. That being said, there's two of those strips down here, so yeah, you can imagine how awkward that is. And the best thing about that is the fact that I've only got this bit to try and hide it. Now, I can hide wires behind here, but unfortunately that isn't the easiest thing to do, simply because it's only a thin piece of wood, and that I can't really nail anything through that. It's not possible. And the weird scenario is that with having two of them, I can't even fit them under the desk, for the simple reason that the gap is, I think, only about 2 inch, about 2 inch, if that. So I'm kind of stuck behind a desk doing this so that my setup looks a little bit cooler. But, like I said, it's a work in progress, and I don't like starting something if I don't know what I'm going to do with it. The majority of the time that's what I do, and this time I've decided not to do that. I've just kind of thought, I'll work it out, see what happens. So at the moment, I'm stuck behind here. You guys will be glad to know that the retro bit is sorted in that cupboard where I showed you before. Now, I'm dropping stuff. Now, like I said before, there has been a lot of changes due to the fact that, as you guys already know, we're expecting a baby, which has forced me to kind of move things around, due to the fact that obviously the computers were actually on the shelf up there where I'm kind of under at the moment. And it's not ideal, honestly. With the baby coming, you need a bit more room, so logic tells you to move everything about, which is what I've done. They are back in the cupboard, which is over there, which, just pivot over there. Yeah, which is over there. Got the TV and everything, which is where they were before, if you remember, before we put them on this bloody thing. So yeah, we've kind of got more room around, which helps. But as soon as this is wired up properly, I will be doing an updated setup video, which at the moment it's probably going to take me a good few hours. I probably won't stop until it's done, which makes things pretty awkward, because at the moment we are actually on, let's see what we're on. We're on 6:15 at the moment, which, you know, and I've still got all this to kind of hook up and wire up to this side somehow. I will get it done. I swear on my life I'll get it done. But yeah, all that is, I'm covered in dust. That don't help with OCD either. Yeah. But yeah, once I've done that, I will be doing an updated setup video, which means you guys can see the setup completely done, basically. Like I've said before, the only thing I really want for the retro setup now is a Retron 5, due to the fact that it's easier to set up than having multiple consoles. I don't have the room for multiple consoles, so having a Retron 5 with multiple retro consoles on would do me absolutely fantastic. So that's the plan. Hopefully the plan will go as a plan and not crumble as a plan. That's the plan. Yeah. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I thought I'd just show you what I'm doing, and I'm not sat on my house doing fuck all. But yeah, that's what's happening, and hopefully I shall give you another sneak peek of the setup, or a full setup video, once all this is done. So in the meantime guys, happy gaming, and I'll see you guys in another video. See you later.